Recognized as a three-sport standout in high school, recently inducted into the Loveland High School Sports Hall of Fame, setting records on the gridiron, including most career touchdowns, and played on the undefeated 2013 Tiger State Championship football team. He earned conference honors in 3 years of varsity basketball, but his heart is with baseball. And after an outstanding college career at Georgia Tech, he was drafted and signed by the Atlanta Braves, where 2023 now marks the beginning of his third season with the Braves organization. It is my pleasure to welcome Luke Waddell from the Atlanta Braves Major League Spring Training Camp. Welcome once again to the Loveland Beacon, Luke. Thanks for joining us. What I want to do, Luke, is pick up, as I say hello to you today, from, I guess you're down in West Villages, Florida with the Atlanta Braves Spring Training Camp, yes?
Yep. So the Braves moved down here. Well, it's a kind of new facility. They built it a few years ago, but yeah, it's Northport, Florida. It's beautiful Florida weather and a nice kind of newer facility, so can't complain about being down here.
Yeah, heck yes. As I said when we were getting started, I'd love to be down there with you, enjoying consistently warm, sunny weather. But a couple things. I want to go back a little bit, to the rough patch, because obviously last season, kind of ended early for you with an injury. So tell me what the heck happened and, what that was like for you going through that kind of a situation.
Yeah, so, I played my last game, I think, at the beginning of June. Mm-hmm. And just kind of couldn't get healthy. I went down to Florida to kind of rehab that, and I didn't think it was going to be a whole year thing, and it kind of kept not exactly getting back to 100%, and basically just finished the whole summer there. Never got out of rehab. But year ended. I was home. I think I was home in October, and then was just training in Cincinnati, and basically got back down here as soon as possible in January, and kind of got back to work. But I feel great right now. 100%. I've been doing a lot of things down here, so just ready to kind of play again. It feels like it's been forever since I actually played a game.
Well, I can only imagine. I was thinking, looking at the stats, it shows like 41 games. I'm thinking you played more than 41 games a year at Georgia Tech, and probably more than that every season, even back here through high school and with Midland.
Yep, it was definitely a short year. Obviously you're playing every day, so it's a little more, maybe tiring on your body, but definitely not a full season, and definitely kind of not what I wanted in my first kind of full year. But like I said, I'm pumped for this year. I feel really good, and it's kind of it was a bummer to miss all that time, but kind of learned how to try to stay healthy for a whole year. So looking forward to starting.
It's always about the lessons learned. So but last year, and we'll get done with that right now, but that was Mississippi Braves AA ball. And one of the things that excites me, on your behalf right now and for everybody to hear about is, so you are there at the Atlanta Braves spring training as an invited, non-roster player at the Braves camp. So you're not just at the minor league camp this year, right?
Yeah, I got invited to the big league camp this year, so that was very exciting. And that's kind of getting started here this week, so, I'm just pumped for the opportunity. It's going to be really cool to be around, the guys in that clubhouse and the staff, and, hopefully learn a lot from those guys and have a good spring here before the season starts. So, it's very exciting. It's a really cool opportunity, so I'm going to try to make the most of it.
You kind of touch on, the question that I always have is, so, what kind of expectations or maybe goals are you setting for yourself going into this, being invited to the Atlanta Braves camp? What are the main things for you that you're looking to accomplish at the Major League camp? Let's put it that way.
Really, for me, after last year, I just want to go out and show them that I'm healthy. I mean, obviously I want to play well and do this or that, maybe hitting and stuff like that. But, I mean, like we kind of said, I missed so much time last year. I really just want to go out and show them that I'm 100% and, do my best. I can't really control a lot of the other things, but, just go out there, be healthy, play as good as I can. And I'm really just looking at it as a really cool opportunity to, play at a high level. So it should be a great experience. And I mean, I couldn't be more excited to start here. I think we're really starting camp at the end of this week, maybe early next week, but really getting close to the beginning.
Yeah. What kinds of things are you hearing? I mean, is there, like from your agent or from coaches? And the other thing is, you're down there already. Like you said, later this week is, I guess, when the Braves major league players will start, coming into camp, and you'll see them. But what about coaches, management? What are you hearing from them? And have you seen some of those guys already that are working with you?
Yeah, I mean, a couple of the guys are here, but obviously not all of them. But I mean, really, the staff's just good. It's just day to day. I mean, there's no massive plan and nothing like no talk. It's just kind of get there, get your work in, get your routine in, and try to get better every day. And I feel like that's kind of just how baseball is, and they just treat every day like it's another day. You get in, you get all your work in, you work hard, and you try to get a little bit better. So that's where we're at right now. I mean, for the last few weeks, we've just been doing batting practice and defense and stuff like that. So really just trying to kind of fine-tune some things here before you start trying to actually get into games and work on that kind of stuff.
Right. Well, so the obvious question comes from that. So get in and get your work done. What's a work day looking like for Luke Waddell right now, or over the last few days and coming up?
Yeah, I mean, so some days we'll lift, so get in there in the morning and kind of get your pre-work in, then maybe have a workout like in the weight room, and then basically do some cage work, do some defensive work, play catch, grounders, and batting practice. It's kind of, I mean, it's kind of in and out, but it takes a little bit of time, but you're just kind of doing, it's almost, I mean, it's just very routine oriented, so it's almost like, I know exactly what I'm doing. I'm going to go work out, then I'm going to do my cage routine, then I'm going to do my catch routine, then I'm going to do my defensive routine, and then you take batting practice on the field, and you're out. So it's just, that's kind of what professional baseball is, just doing the same thing kind of over and over again and trusting your process to when you get into the games.
Repetition, right?
Exactly. Tons of repetition.
Yeah, muscle memory in terms of, throwing and hitting and all that, I'm guessing. But
mm-hmm. And then it's just nice to be, obviously, down in Florida. You can get outside. You can't get outside as much in Cincy right now. So, we're on fields all the time and kind of doing whatever we want outside, so it's nice.
Right, yeah, I'm jealous because, you get to say, you said the part about, going out on the field and taking the batting practice. So how great is that, under, like you said, in sunshine and warm weather?
Yeah, BP and 75 degrees and sunny. It's nothing really better than that.
Yeah, especially in February.
Yeah, exactly.
Luke, when you say cage work, what came to my mind was a question about, so when you're doing your cage work, are you usually, is that off a machine as opposed to people, or what are you seeing like when you do your cage work? Even for the defensive aspect, not just the hitting aspect.
Yeah, I mean, it's just a little bit of both. I mean, like my routine's usually with a coach, and then maybe after BP, do some more machine stuff. But I mean, they have everything you can want here, so you can do whatever you want. For me personally, it's mostly with the coach. But I mean, sometimes they'll make you do machine if that's what they want, or like machine DP. I'm saying it's the same thing every day, but it's also, there's a little subtle changes. So, I mean, batting practice one day might be off an arm, one day it might be off a machine, and one day it might just be in the cages off the machines. But, I mean, you're getting repetition and reps in all the time.
Right. Well, let's talk about some of the fun stuff. Playing the game. And again, we kind of hit on the fact that it was a little bit shorter than you would have liked so far. But what are some highlights for you so far in those first couple of seasons with the Braves organization? What sticks out in your mind as far as the experience?
I mean, getting called up to Mississippi my first year was pretty cool. And then, I mean, even last year, I mean, AA, it was a good start to the year for me, and obviously it was cut short, but, I mean, it's just nothing better than playing baseball every day. I mean, that's what it is, and there's really not much time for anything else. So if you don't like baseball, you're really not going to like professional baseball. So it's like one of those things that sometimes you overlook it, but you really just get to play baseball every single day. And it's not like, summer practice and some games. It's now you're playing 6 games a week and there's no real break. And that's kind of what I like about it. It's just a ton of games, a ton of competing, and you're with a bunch of your friends. Like, you really can't complain about that.
Yeah. It sounds like, because what I wanted to ask you is, like, what's the toughest challenge? Well, obviously, your love for the game stands out. So it's not like that playing every day becomes like a tough challenge. But maybe that's like, if I ask you the question, what's the biggest lesson you've learned in these first couple seasons? It almost sounds like that leans toward that everyday playing aspect.
Yeah, I mean, you can look at it both ways. You play every day, so when you're struggling, you kind of stink every single day, and there's nothing you can do about it. And then when you're going well, it's like, every day I'm hitting well. But I think that's the biggest thing you learn is, at the end of the day, like, one game doesn't mean everything, and you'll always have the next day. I mean, I know last year you had a couple just really poor games, maybe no hits and maybe a couple errors, and the good thing about it is you got the next day to go back and be better. So I think just to have, you do your best to have the shortest memory possible and realize that every day is a new day, and it doesn't matter what you did yesterday, you always have, tomorrow to play. So I think that's the biggest thing.
Yeah, that's the good. I was going to say that's definitely the good part of playing every day. You can forget yesterday in a hurry.
Yeah, exactly. You go to bed, you got a game the next day.
Yeah, that's a good part for sure. Now just a little bit of the fun stuff too. Obviously, you love the game, and obviously you love the major league game as well. So, as the guys come into camp, who are you really looking forward to? Obviously you're looking forward to meeting all the guys and being around them and learning, but is there one that stands out like it's going to be so cool to be in camp with, blank? Who is that guy?
That whole team is just a real bunch of group guys, a good group of guys, and I backed up a lot of them, or I backed up a couple games last year, so I kind of got to meet them, but I haven't really worked with them, like in big league camp and taking grounders with like Austin Riley or Matt Olson or Ozzy. Just to be in that infield, it's a really cool group of guys, and I know they're good guys because, Mike Harris, he got called up and won Rookie of the Year, and he played with them in Mississippi, so it was cool to play with him, and everything he said is everybody is, good guys. So, that infield's a pretty good group to be, maybe doing some drills with. So, looking forward to everybody, but maybe the infielders a little bit more.
Yeah. Luke, listen, thank you so much for taking the time to talk with me here for Loveland Beacon, and for your friends and family back here in lovely Loveland, as I like to call it. But we absolutely wish you the best, and hopefully get a chance to check in with you again soon. Once you know where you're going to be. If maybe you'll pull out a roster spot with the big club. I know that's a stretch, but heck, why not?
Yeah, exactly. I hope so. That would be nice. But Chuck, I appreciate the call. But yeah, it all sounds good. I'm just another year looking ready to get going.
Great. Well, listen, good luck to you, and thank you again so much for taking the time to talk with me, Luke. Appreciate it.
All right, no problem. You have a good one.
Take care. You too. Bye-bye.
All right, bye.